Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Rockshar Show, starring...
We already did this part. Remember, I'm splitting the other show. I mean, let's do it right, for crying out loud.
Take two.
We already started filming in my camera, but there's not enough memory in the memory card. So
Someone was not prepared today.
So this is like the continuance, like the to be continued part of the show. So
yeah. So if you notice a difference in quality, that's what it was. We're having, technical difficulties.
yes. So we were talking about if you have one sexual experience with the same sex, would that make you gay? And the double standards, how it's okay for women in the eyes of society, whereas for men, then you're gay.
Yeah.
And I don't judge people's lifestyle. I just don't want to be married to a gay man.
Okay.
And that's where I stand with that. So,
okay.
Raquel, on the other hand, she's a little bit more lenient.
I mean, I'm of the belief that if a person had one encounter, I don't think that makes them gay.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Men or women, I think it makes them curious.
Okay.
If a dude tells me that he was living with his man for like years, nah, you're gay. You need to go. Or you just can't be with me.
So if you are married, now I'm going to turn this around to you. And the guy tells you, babe, back when I was 25,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Now, he's not 26 at this point, right? Like
you're going to marry a 26-year-old? Seriously.
What the fuck are you trying to say? I can't pull a 26-year-old?
No.
What the fuck is that supposed to be, bitch? Hold on, let's clear this issue.
How old is your layaway man?
I don't have a layaway man.
How old is he?
I don't have a layaway man.
He's like 30, right?
No. He's not 30.
He's younger?
than 30. But he's not my layaway man. But no, he's younger than 30.
But you know who I was talking about, so therefore
because it's a private thing we have going on, a private joke. So I know who she's talking about, but no, I still don't have a layaway man.
She has a layaway man. Anyway.
So what was the question?
So if he is, I retract. Let me go back. If he's 20, if he was when he's like telling you, babe, when I was 22, since he's younger than 30, your layaway man, I had an encounter of sorts, all night.
Now see, now you're talking about time too. Here's the thing.
What? There's a grace period.
There is a how do you say? I guess a probationary period. So, for instance, you can't tell a dude can't tell me, last week I was with a dude, but I'm straight. Nah, I think that's too recent. It's like dating a guy that just had a kid with somebody, and the kid's like a week old.
Okay,
that's that kind of thing. But
the guy right now is 40, and he tells you that when he was 22,
he messed around with a dude one time.
He plummeted the tunnel.
Ew.
Okay.
I would think that's so, and he never did it again. And I believe him.
Well, he did it many times that night.
Well, we all do a lot of things in one night. I mean,
I'm just saying.
But if it was a one-time thing, a one-night thing, it never happened again, never happened before that, never happened after, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care.
To me, he wouldn't be gay. I'd be like, whatever.
Really?
Clearly, you got that out of your system, whatever it was. Now, that tells me I messed around with a bunch of different guys. I was in a long-term relationship with a dude. Nah, you're gay.
All right, let's dissect that for a second. You say if he was messing around with a whole bunch of different guys, those are individual nights.
Again, then that's more than one night.
One time. Also, your limit is one night.
Yeah.
So one night special.
One night special. One night stand, or if you knew the guy that was. And here's the other thing. Can't be his bull. So, it can't be, Uncle John who's been hanging around our house watching our kids and shit. Nah. Because that's a no-no. Because then you just keeping them around.
But it was one night.
Oh, let me ask you. If your husband tells you that he banged some girl that you know, and this girl's been your family friend, and you just find it out years later, would y'all still be all family friends?
You wouldn't be living.
Okay. Same with my potentially one-night gay man husband. He wouldn't be living. We wouldn't be in a relationship because you could. If you kept the dude around, it's because something else is going on. Clearly, I treat that the same way as any other relationship. You keep somebody around that you've been banging because you want to keep banging them. That's
logic and
that's common sense. Well, don't you agree?
Well, I don't keep anybody around that I don't want to bang.
I'm just gonna leave that alone because then that's gonna cause a whole lot of problems amongst our friends, and I love all our friends. This is what I'm saying. We know that most people, if you bang someone, the only reason you keep them around is because you want to keep banging them. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So then, if it was his boy, he keeps him around, you're gay, you're out. If it was somebody he's living with for years, had some kind of relationship, he's gay, he's out. Well, if it's one dude, one night, happened 20, 30 years ago, whatever.
Well, what if that person lives in your neighborhood?
No, too close. Clearly, he knows the dude lives in the neighborhood because he's.
What if the person?
What? Está metiendo mano? What? Nobody else does that sound? Everybody knows what it sounds like. Flapping the pillows. Now, I know what that is. Don't front. What was the question?
What if the guy just recently moves into the neighborhood?
He knows that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what if he says, babe, our new neighbor, I know him from when, I was 22 because
We would have to move across the country.
Wow. Why? You can't take the competition?
That's right. I'm a very jealous type of relationship person. I don't want your ex John up in any of my space or any of your space. Nah, unacceptable.
So you will move across the country even if it was an ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
And she just moved into the
And the husband would pay for it, yes.
You just high maintenance.
Or we would find a way to get rid of the ex.
Did you make sure you put that in your eHarmony profile?
I did. Maybe that's why I didn't get a lot of dates. No exes allowed.
Nigga what?
Nigga what?
Nigga
Fuck with me. You think you can fuck with me? Okay, watch this. Psych! I'm not a gangster.
Here she is.
But yeah, that's the way it would roll. I mean, that's just the way it would have to be. But if it's a one night thing, he never saw him before, never saw him after,
and never will see him again.
Never will see him again. That to me is just a fluke. He got over it. It's over.
A fluke.
I mean, we've all dated guys that we shouldn't have dated, right?
I'm still dating guys that I shouldn't have dated.
Well, we all do that. But I'm saying we've all had one or two events, sessions, we should say, that should not have happened, but they did, and we call that a fluke. Sometimes I don't even count those joints. So,
Like, I'm a virgin. That guy didn't count.
That one didn't count, clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has one of those. Maybe more than once. I'm not talking about me. I'm not a slut. Remember. But
don't try to use the same disclaimer in this one.
It's that people just try to be blow things up more than they are, and I just don't want to get.
Dude, you are the one saying things.
I don't want to get any more crazy questions
about her sexual life.
None of that. Yeah, I mean, just we just having a discussion here amongst the ladies.
Well, let's move on from the gay topics to the assholes topics.
Oh, this is a new topic.
In the friend department. Asshole friends.
There's a lot of those in our midst.
Yes. Here's a question for you. If you have a friend who you find out is talking shit about you, right? And he will never admit to it right then and there, but it's going on.
Or you're sure it's going on.
And you're sure it's going on because you know how when you walk into a room or you walk into a place and that person is there and they conversing with somebody and all of a sudden they get really hush hush and they just give you this weird look and there's that silence, they're and they were just talking shit about you.
Because the topic of the conversation just came in or whatever.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, and their topic all of a sudden changes. Oh, what are you talking? Oh, just chilling or whatever. You know why.
How do you deal with that person?
How do you deal with that person?
Well, see, it's kind of difficult. Well, do you know what the person is saying about you, or do you
That's
just
the thing.
know?
You don't know what the person is saying. Let's say, for example, there was a situation in one day, right? Like, and you both have an exchange of words type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether it was like, I didn't like the way that person said something, and the whole exchange of things, and all of a sudden, this person now is like being incredibly tense whenever you walk into the room. So they're becoming, it's at that gradual frenemy stage.
Well, I will stop speaking to them.
Just straight like that, cut them off.
There's no need to have extra stress in your life. I just stop speaking to them. I've done it before. I do it now. I've stopped speaking to family members. So, hey.
Well, hey, DNA is not safe when it comes to this.
It's not a requirement for, you know.
I say the same thing. I think that I stopped really talking to a lot of people on a regular basis because of that. And the only reason why I haven't given them the pink paper verbally is because
you don't speak to them.
I don't speak to them. And it gets to a point that it's like, really, do I really want the drama of saying, you know what, you're a piece of shit, you was talking shit about me, I know it, you know it, you know. You gotta go.
There's no point in what you don't need to waste all that energy. Just stop speaking to the person.
Yeah, you don't get a rose.
And you know that way you waste less energy, you waste less time, and you can hang around people that don't talk shit about you. I just stopped speaking to them.
I do too. And you know what I found out is that once you stop speaking to people like that, you kind of become a happier person, and you start surrounding yourself. Your inner person and your personality changes because you're no longer having to deal with that stress of a person talking shit about you. And thinking about it and stressing about it, even though we say, "Oh, I'm not even stressing it," you really are, because even if you say something about it, you're stressing it. The fact that you're
thinking about it,
exactly.
And
so I found out that I've changed as a person. You know, like a lot of the stress and anxiety kind of like filtered away.
When you cut out the crazy people, right? It works for me.
It works.
It works for me. I cut people off in a second. And then if they decide they want to ask me why haven't I seen you around, well, you know, honestly, you've turned into an asshole and I'd stop liking you.
I don't even go that far. I just be
like... That's if they ask. Usually they don't, because usually those people don't even care enough to ask you why you're not speaking to them anymore. So
yeah, I'll just trumpet like you're fired.
Yeah, so peace out. I got nothing else to say to you. I'm good. And that's what I do. And I spend my time with people that don't talk, or at least that I don't think are talking shit about me.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm a really open person. If you're going to say something, just say it to me. Just say it. Just put it out on the table. Because I think I respect people more.
Yeah, but you know what it is? There's a lot of people that are cowards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there who, in a minute, will say, "Oh, I keep it real. I tell it how it is. I don't give a crap who has what to say." But when they're confronted with the simplest situation, whether it's in their personal relationship, at work, I know people like that, but they're at work and they have a situation where a boss is being a jerk to them, they're like timid as shit because they don't want to lose their little, you know, minimum wage job and shit. And, you know, there's a lot of people that are cowards, or maybe I won't say coward, but they ain't got no heart. So as much as they say that they're keeping it real, and we would appreciate them keeping it real, they don't. They're cowards, because it's easier for them to talk shit than to just tell you, you know what, you were a bitch yesterday for whatever reason.
I agree.
So, you know, I don't like dealing with cowards either, or pussies, whatever you want to call them. So, again, another area of people, another group of people I just stopped speaking to, because it's just not.
Because she wants to have it, not be around it. She wants to have the vajayjay, not be around vajayjays.
Yeah, I don't need all that.
I think that the less negative people, situations, and stressful situations and people that you have in your life, the better it is.
I concur.
Now, here's another thing. We are going to start the debt-free